7 movies in, Mission Impossible just keeps getting better. What is it about these films that continues to endure?
I think just because, I mean, particularly lately, Tom and McHugh have just established this amazing creative partnership, and they just keep pushing each other, you know. Initially, it was a film series about different directors, an eclectic series of one-offs, and now it's like this continuing story which just gets stronger and more sort of accomplished with age.
It is one of those movies and franchises that continues to evolve with the times, and even in this movie, the villain is kind of a sentient AI. Not to get too philosophical, but do you think there's anything we can learn from Dead Reckoning about the dangers of AI?
Maybe how to fight it. It depends where its source code is, I suppose. But I think, yeah, AI is definitely a bit of it's on our minds, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary. It scares me.
But at the moment, it's just an aggregator of stuff. You know, it's not as clever as everyone thinks it is, maybe.
So, I mean, this is your 5th film in the Mission Impossible franchise.
Yeah.
What made Dead Reckoning different from ones you've done in the past?
No, every film was different. This film was particularly different just because we took on a whole new group of actors, like a new bulletproof cast, which were amazing people to work with. Also, we shot it at a very trying time. It was through 2020.
Yeah, we had to stay in the bubble and travel to all these different locations as, it's like almost like a school trip.
Yeah, the whole thing. So it felt different all the way. It took longer. It was more of a challenge, but in that I think we all rose to it, and that's reflected in the movie.
You mentioned it there, but obviously there is a lot of new cast members, some fantastic ones. Pom, you're one of my favourite parts of this whole movie.
Oh, thank you.
Your character is an absolute weapon. What kind of training did you do for this role?
So I did a lot of training with Wade Eastwood, who's the stunt coordinator for this movie. He worked on the previous movies. He's amazing. I had to do some, fight training. So I did some sorts of trainings, to find the fight style of the character. At some point I did some katana training, sword training, kicking, punching. And there's like some stuff that you just do it by just doing it. You train for everything. You have to be ready, And then you just do it. And right before the take, I would sing, do, 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 action! And then just run and jump between carriages, As you do, right?
As you do, as one does.
You have to do it. Now, there is one fight scene that I really enjoyed of yours where you and another henchman kind of have Tom Cruise cornered in an alleyway.
Yeah.
And it was very reminiscent to me of a movie that you've been in the past, in Old Boy, with the corridor scene. In your kind of mind, what makes the anatomy of a great fight scene?
I mean, it's what I learned really with McHugh and Tom, It's all about character, and it's all about what the audience is going to feel, and about the connection, and like sometimes, it's not about just the fight choreo and some cool movements, Sometimes what is important is like when the actors are exhausted, one is on the floor, one is, walking dangerously towards the other. It's like all these bits, that like touch you,
Now, I have to ask Tom Cruise, is he contractually obligated to wear aviator sunglasses, or does he just wear that to prove how much better he looks?
Damn good in
He looks cool with these glasses.
He's the Don when it comes to aviator wearing.
That's it. And at 60 years old, you have to be in awe of the guy, right?
He's 60?
Yeah. As far as my research tells me, so.
When we went to his birthday party last year, he said he was 40.
But what's it like to work with him as an actor and as a filmmaker?
Oh, it's a ride, It's that you're getting to work with probably the last great movie star of his kind, There is no one else like him, and it's you just count yourself lucky. You're there for you strap in, you climb on. Not on him, obviously. That would be weird.
Strapping on him. No, he's so inspiring, and he's very generous and very supportive, and he wants every other character to shine in the movie, So he's amazing.
Question for you both. What's your favourite Mission Impossible stunt?
Stunt. I mean, it's got to be the motorcycle off the cliff for me in this one, just because it was such an incredible thing to behold. I mean, I've been there for quite a few of his big stunts over the years, but this one, we were both there, weren't we?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, just terrifying, for us as well as him, but just, it's hard to put it into words. We were there watching it, and he'd go off the end and disappear, and then just be silence for like maybe 5 seconds, and we'd just be waiting to hear whether or not his chute had opened. Not that was the end of the danger, because he could still be pulled into the mountain at that point, but when we got the good canopy,
yeah,
it was like,
amazing.
oh my God.
But also in the movie, it's shot in a way that you just like, you hold your breath, and with the music, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? You feel the air on your skin almost, you know.
And he delivers a line in free fall.
Yeah.
The way that they shot that, I mean, you know, obviously he was falling with another accomplished base jumper, and the fact that he delivers a line, not only a line but quite a funny line, whilst in free fall. Who else does that? Nobody.
Amazing. Well, Pom, Simon, thank you so much for the time.
Thank
Movie's
you.
great.
Thanks,
Until
man.
next time, a bientôt.
À
À
bientôt.
bientôt.